Hey, love bugs. What's up? Actually, this is what your name is gonna be. You guys are gonna be hashtag smirks, SMIRKS, which are like little smiles, because I'm Mikey Smiles, and hashtag smirks, SMIRKZ. So that's what I want to start doing for building brands. Today, I get out of work at 3 o'clock usually, and that's the time that kids usually get out of school. So I was driving and I was passing by this high schooler, maybe junior high, I don't know, maybe junior high. And I saw these two kids on the corner, like, licking face. And it's just like, I'm not being insensitive to when I was that age and where hormones and everything was rushing and da 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 da. But I feel that my parents had stepped in and told me. Well, actually, it was different because I got educated through school. Well, kind of like peers, but there was also those puberty courses, I guess, that they were teaching you about all that good stuff. But I felt it was so like ew to see like young kids just like licking face and being okay with it. I mean, it was not like just like tap kiss. It was just like ah, and I was like, shouldn't these kids be worried about SATs and not worry about getting STDs? It's just like there's so much hype about growing up that a lot of the kids nowadays are just like everything is like on the accelerator. There's no transition. And a large portion of that is due to the fact that their parents were probably really young when they were. Well, I'm talking about urban communities, what's my assessment, where their parents were young. And a lot of these mothers are probably single parents. And there's no type of rearing that's going, and where your child becomes more of your compadre, your friend, as opposed to clear roles. So when kids are partying with their parents, because mom is pretty much the same age as, offspring, it screws stuff up big time. And I feel that a lot of that has to do with a lot of the bull crap, because the cycle's not ending. The same morals and values that are being instilled, or lack thereof, to these kids are the same ones that are deficient in the parents. So the cycle continues and continues and continues. And what pisses me off is about this whole system where public assistance is just given freely and liberally to girls in these scenarios. Number one, yes, we have to pick up the slack. Taxpayers, we have to pick up the slack somewhere. But then I feel like there's so much knowledge about contraception, and yeah, I am pro-choice, and I feel that women have a choice to use wisdom about their bodies and what to do to preserve them, because the more abortions you get, you actually risk a lot of things in the future of child rearing. You keep on scraping the lining of your uterus out, it makes it much harder for an egg to implant itself there. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking along the lines, not more of like an ethical value. But the thing is just that it's just like there's not enough positive role models and healthy role models out there. And even like where drug use is concerned, I was listening to Macklemore, giving his account of his life and about substance abuse and where he was getting his cues, which is very much a lot about in media. Like he said, he was a fan of he is a fan of Lil Wayne, but a lot of Lil Wayne's stuff had to do with drug use, and how he used to always see the images of Lil Wayne having to do with some type of drug use, as is being alcohol and or marijuana. He was saying that's the kind of things that he got fed into, and he disclosed about his addiction problem, and he said how much he has struggled and how he went through recovery, which is, going into therapy for it, and just to wrap it up with like that kid from Glee, Finn, I forget his real name, but the thing is just like, I think with that occurrence, it rings the alarm. Ring the alarm! Ah! Sorry, Beyonce gay moment. Yeah, it brings awareness to how real these circumstances, and the effects of such things, feeding the minds of young people with images of sexuality and substance abuse and fictitious lifestyles that are really unattainable, or they shouldn't even be wondering or thinking about, because they're so destructive and they can't discern what's reality and what's fantasy. And it just messes up it just messes up ish a lot, because there's no sense of reference of what's real and what's not, of what's gimmicky for music sake or what's real life, and then you get all these messed up scenarios and all these kids with just dysfunctional thinking because they were never taught what's what. Anyways, those are the things that have been bugging me, especially like when I observe young people, and because I believe the children are the future. Sorry, Whitney's birthday was recently, so I had to do that. But no, you got to think about the severity of these things. Who's raising your younger brothers or sisters, your cousin, whatever? Is it media? Sometimes is it because there's both working parents, that there's not like an adult there that's steering or guiding them. So sometimes, what they see and what they're feeding into their minds is really screwing them up. Anyways, I don't know what's going on today. I think I need a nap. All my words are getting slurred. Anyways, it's all about positivism. Positivism. Yeah, I got it. Anyways, I'm really about empowerments of young people, about the LGBT community, and a lot of my stuff is really about that. So I'm not one of those channels that's going to be throwing out caca out there, because there's enough of that. So I think my channel is for those who want to grow as people, want to evolve, want to see different perspectives, aware of certain things. So yes, let's end the cycle of nonsense, particularly in the LGBT community where substance abuse is so much higher. And that's actually where my specialty is going to go, I've decided. It's so much higher because there's so much ish that people in the LGBT community have to be faced with, apart from the regular ish of their life, the fact of being ostracized and condemned and ridiculed because of whom they choose to love and or the type of relationships that they want to have. So there's always this cover up with drugs and drugs and drugs and drugs, and everything comes up to a big freaking party where everybody's all like not there, blanketing all the fears or the guilt or the shame or the anxieties that they feel, and causes a plethora of mess. I got some work to do. Alright, enough of that. Peace. Mikey Smas saying mucho lavo and thresses, and love the life you live and live the life you love. I don't know who said that, but peace. And a bottle of hair grease.